I now move on to the exhibits presented by 6D students, their homeroom teacher, Miss Serena Sharma, and all teachers of 6D, no exceptions, their mentors, Miss Gurpreet and Mr. Bharat, motivators at home, mom and dad, parents, all of us show you the way, but you have to do the walking and talking. Shiv Prabha, Semwal, gender inequality. Indeed, it is a topic which Ibu Kartini took up long back, and many solutions were found. Indonesia is has a lot of equality of genders, but the problem of gender inequality is still existent. And I hope, Shiv Prabha, you'll give us some good solutions. And Kalisha Davis, global health. Indeed, if one is sick in one corner of the world, it can affect the others. So we have to have good global health. I hope, Kalisha, you are dealing with and giving us some good suggestions. Nilesh Mahesh Kripalani, cyberbullying. Well, this is a very concerning topic. There are criminals on the net, and they hurt, bully, cheat, misguide, everything. And boys and girls, if you come across anyone cyberbullying, you immediately inform your mom and dad, immediately, no hesitation, and your teachers, and they will deal with it. Don't cover it up. Giselle, how? Habitat destruction. We have no right to destroy the habitats of the birds, the bees, the animals, the forests, the oceans. We have to protect habitats because we are all interconnected. I am sure Giselle will give us some good solutions. And Joyita Chakraborty, reducing inequalities. We have to reduce inequalities, yes. In this world, there is rich, there's poor, there's black, there's white, and so on and so forth. We have to have a balance where everyone feels important and happy. Joyita, I hope you've got some good ideas. We must be shared with IB. Ritvik Harish, again, habitat and biodiversity loss. I've just dealt with it. Yes, habitats have to be protected because otherwise we will all be losers. Yashovardhan Maheshwari, dark web. Yes, yes, yes. In this age of technology, we have to be very careful with the dark web, who misguide, who cheat. They are criminals hiding wolves in sheep's clothing. Boys and girls, you have to be very careful. I keep advising you, and I'll keep advising you. Be very careful. Don't share your data with unknown people. Saisha, food insecurity. Yes. There is disparity. There are rich, there are poor, there are people who have plenty of food, there are people who don't have one meal a day. So, I'm sure, Saisha, you'll give us some good suggestions. Harleen Kapoor, you're also dealing with world hunger. Indeed. There are so many people who go hungry, who sleep hungry every night. Harleen, we have to find solutions. There are kitchens, and there are langars, which the Sikh community does, and so many other communities also help. But we have to find more lasting solutions, Harleen. I hope you come up with some good ideas. Charlene Jessie Chen, climate change. If climate changes, it's not a minor issue. It affects the entire planet. As Michael Jackson said, heal the world. And if climate change is not corrected, we will all be affected. Charlene, Do send your topic to United Nations and IB. Akshaj Tyagi Primary Education. Indeed. Some people are very privileged, boys and girls. That includes all of you. You're getting good education, like a whole number of people. But there are so many in this big earth who don't get good primary education. We have to find solutions. Akshaj, please do come up with some ideas. Share them with IB. Sakhi Taparia. How data analysis can be used for better environmental control. Absolutely right. Technology. Analyzing data carefully, coming up with solutions in advance so we can correct the mistakes we are making in the environment control. Saki, keep thinking, keep sending your ideas to IB and to the Ministry of Environment. And Yajat Tripathi, urbanization. Yes. Urbanization is a very specific topic. And there's rural life and there's urban life. People live in villages. People live in cities. How do we balance that? It's a topic worth considering. And Yajat, I hope you can come up with good solutions and share them with IB and leaders. Zeel Amar Kumar Kapadia, malnutrition. Now, why does malnutrition happen, Zeel? Because some people don't have enough money to buy good food and look after their health. That means there is poverty. And sometimes bad habits also lead to malnutrition. So Zeel, I hope you've come up with some good ideas and do share them. Do share them with your teachers and IB. And Lakisha Sumit Grover, racism. God has made everyone equal. Man has decided to make races. The blood is the same in everyone, whether you're black, brown, yellow, or anything. But man, because of selfishness, greed, or whatever, has this racism disease come up. Lakisha, do send some solutions. I think the whole world needs them. And Callista, Clara, Satyavan, you're dealing with pandemics. Indeed, pandemics have to be dealt with very carefully, and we have to ensure, the scientists have to ensure that the right vaccines are found and how we can prevent them. Callista, do share your ideas with IB and World Health Organization. Marvelino Ang, huge growth of cyber crime in 2020. Well, Marvelina, there is cybercrime, and you said in 2020 because of pandemic it has grown more. So boys and girls, you have to be very careful. Cyber criminals, as I've said earlier, they are wolves hiding in sheep's clothing. They'll entice you, they'll cheat you, they'll get your data and blackmail you, and all kinds of crimes are there. The moment you detect any such thing, immediately inform your parents, your teachers, and they will inform the authorities. This crime has to stop. We don't want any of our students or anyone to be affected by this. Sanvi Anand, you're dealing with depression, a disease of the mind. Well, I hope you've come up with some good solutions. And depression in COVID, when we are grounded, can be there, but there are ways to to cheer up. There is technology, there's Zoom meetings with friends, granddads, relatives, friends, good people to cheer you up. There's a happiness journal. Write down in your happiness journal every day a few points. Read them over. Count your blessings. I don't want any one of you to be affected by depression. There are problems. Everyone has problems. But we have to be resilient and strong. Jaden Bobby Singh, renewable energy. Yes, indeed. The world needs renewable energy because fossil fuels are releasing a lot of smoke, and that is destroying the environment, and when the environment gets affected, our health gets affected, and the whole world starts suffering. And there are far too many cars and planes and trains, and we are in factories polluting. So we need alternatives: solar energy, wind energy, hydro energy. So, Jaden, I hope you've come up with some good ideas. Do share them. We'll share them with IB also. Veera Sanjay Kripalani. Social media, the cause of distancing families and friends. Indeed. Veera, yes, it's a global issue. You go to a restaurant, you find mom, dad, siblings sitting on the dining table and all with their handphones, each one busy, distancing each other. We have to have more discipline. Global discipline. Family time, no gadgets, no social media. And don't believe in the false values of social media. It's you are unique, your own life. And don't get affected. And there is in life, the best friends in life, mom and dad. Second best friends, teachers. Third best friends, your classmates. And last, right at the bottom, social media friends. In fact, you have to be very careful of them. They may be fake. Think about it. Gilbert Onke, how music can change the world. Indeed. Music the is the balm of the mind. It gives solace and peace. Indeed. Music makes you think. If you notice, the best scientists of the world always had music. I think music is universal. Go back into history. When there were no instruments, they used to beat trees and wood to create music. So enjoy music. Enjoy music, of course. It is very good for the mind. It has a healing effect. Jacob Chiang G. Wong. The spectacular Javan hawk eagle. Amazing. This is a specific study on the Javan hawk eagle. Share it. I congratulate you for choosing a difficult topic. So once again, 6D, great topics, great thinking out of the box, away from textbooks. How, why? Can it be better? So many questions. That is the future that we want. And you will have it. I wish you all the best. Congratulations.
Good morning. My name is Shivprabha, and today I will be talking about gender inequality. Gender inequality was and is still a very big problem in the world. So, what exactly is gender inequality? Gender inequality is the social process in which men and women are not treated as equals. This treatment arises from distinctions regarding biology, psychology, and some cultural norms. Some of these distinctions are very much grounded, while others appear to be socially constructed by society. Now, what are the main problems which promote gender inequality? There are three main problems. One, lack of employment equality. Two, uneven access to education. And three, poor medical care. Let's start with lack of employment equality. In the whole entire world, only 6 countries give women the same legal work rights as men. For a fact, most workplaces, economies, and offices give women only three-fourths of the rights of men. Two is uneven access to education. This problem has decreased a lot since the past, and it is very good that it has, but there are still some places which face this problem. According to some research, one-fourth of young women between 15 to 24 students will not finish their primary school every year. And three, poor medical care. In addition to all the limited access that women have, they overall receive lower quality of medical care than men, and it's usually because of some cultural norms. Now, what are the things that promote gender inequality? One, being we can hold protests and marches. There daily are still a lot of protests and marches held for gender inequality. But they aren't enough to make society realize that this is a very big problem and they should do something to help. Two is that government should start letting more women help and give their opinions in politics. All it's gonna do is change everything for the good. Three is that leaders should provide education to girls everywhere. Four is that economies, workplaces, offices should be stopped from giving promotion to a person based on their gender. Five to educating people who can't call people on the streets to, to stop it. And the last one is to make people understand that educating their son will help a lot of people protecting their daughter. My chosen subject for my topic was history. Now, how is history related to gender inequality? Like I mentioned before, gender inequality was a huge issue in the past. In the past, women didn't even get half the rights as men got. One of the biggest problems in the past was suffrage. Now, what exactly is suffrage? Is the right to vote. Now, women were prohibited or restricted from voting. Voting rights were given to women like much later than men. And this was only achieved by very hard won battles. This is my brochure. My brochure includes everything that is needed. My title, my why I'm doing this exhibition, my slogan, and my bibliography. The second page includes all the information which is needed, like what gender inequality is, the problems of it, the solutions of it, and how it's related to history. This is my bibliography. I had used 3 links or 3 websites to help me with my research. Thank you very much for listening. Hope everyone has a great day.
Hello everyone. Today my topic is about primary education. You all will be wondering what is primary education? Primary education is typically the first stage of formal education coming after preschool and before secondary school. Primary education takes place in primary school, the elementary school or first and middle school depending on the location. What are problems in primary education? Hmm. Practical knowledge, practical problems, lack of practical knowledge in administrative politics, lack of teachers, shortage of fund, and etc. How can we problems of education? Solution: address the needs of low achievers. Solution: set some limits. Solution: make internship and volunteering part of education. Solution: stop accepting parents to act like teacher at home. Why do we need primary education? Primary education lets the children express themselves. The interest and creativity along the ad- admi- academics, experienced factual manner guide the children to learn life skill in realistic manner. A good start of primary education for your child paves the way of social economic political growth depending of a society. How can we improve access to education around the world? There are several ways to reduce the barriers, such as implementing technology, designing lessons, or learning at home, having older or more advanced students tutor or mentor lower level students in the area, providing bicycles or other safe forms of transportation to students, and more. Why did I choose this topic? I choose this topic as it's very interesting. I like topics which is connected to school, and yeah. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed my
Good morning, principals, supervisors, coordinator, teachers, parents, and my dear friends. My name is Zio, and my exhibition topic is about glacial and ice melting. My goal is to make people aware of glacial and ice melting, and this is mainly due to global warming. Melting glaciers. Glaciers are large sheets of snow and ice that are found on land all year long. Warmer temperatures cause glaciers to melt faster than they can accumulate new snow. Why should we be aware of it? As glaciers in the giant ice sheets on Greenland and Antarctica melt, they add more water into the ocean. What attracts tourists? Especially to attract tourists, people should pick guns to break the glacier. What's at stake? Coastal cities and coastal wetlands. Coastal cities. Coastal cities can prepare for climate change by protecting or restoring natural shoreline buffers like sand dunes and wetlands, improving storm drainage system and building protective barriers where necessary. Coastal wetlands. People can protect wetlands as much as possible by not disturbing the land of flow water or plants in these areas. Why do they melt? CO2 emissions and ocean warming. Effects of melting glaciers, sea level rise, impact on climate, disappearance of species, and less fresh water. Solution to avoid melting glacier. Stop climate change, combine artificial icebergs, slow down their erosion, and increase their thickness. How will Arctic warming affect the rest of the planet? The amount of sun's energy reflected back to space decreases as snow and ice melt, leading to a more intense surface warming. How will vegetation be affected by Arctic warming? Arctic region has three main types of vegetation: polar desert in the north, boreal forest in the south, and tundra in between. Rising temperatures are expected to favor a northward expansion of boreal forest into the tundra and tundra into the polar desert. How will animals be affected by Arctic warming? Many Arctic animals, polar bears, seals, walruses, and seabirds, rely on the sea's biological productivity and on the presence of sea ice, both of which are highly dependent on climatic conditions. This is the Arctic marine food web. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Calista, and my topic for this exhibition is pandemics. My global context for today is identities and relationships. Pandemics. What is a pandemic? A pandemic is when an infectious disease spreads beyond a country's borders. That's when the disease turns into a pandemic. Coronavirus. COVID-19 is a disease that has been spreading everywhere really quickly. It was caused from Wuhan, China, but how it was caused is still unknown. COVID-19 was declared a pandemic at 30th January 2020. SARS, or Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome, is a viral respiratory disease caused by a SARS-associated coronavirus. It was first identified at the end of February 2003 during an outbreak that emerged in China and spread to 4 other countries. MERS, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, is viral respiratory illness that is new to humans. It was first reported in Saudi Arabia in 2012 and has since spread to several other countries, including the United States. How is it spread? COVID-19. It is spread when you are in close contact with someone who has an infected nose or mouth and small liquid particles from either a sneeze, cough, speak, singing, or breathing heavily. SARS, it also spreads by the person-to-person contact by small liquid particles. MERS. Camels can be a host for this virus. It is unknown how it spreads, but it is likely that it is spread through the small liquid particles. Symptoms. The most common symptoms from all three are fever or chills, cough, difficulty of breathing, fatigue, muscle or body aches, loss of taste or smell, and headache. Similarities. They all can come from animals. They all have the same common symptoms. They all have the same amount of length and how long it will last. And finally, they all target the respiratory system. And now the differences. They have different treatments to cure the people. COVID-19 spreads the fastest from all. They all were founded in different times and different places. And lastly, COVID-19 has the most cases from the three. How to prevent these viruses? Wear a mask, wash your hands often for 20 seconds, stay at home and reduce going out and meeting friends, social distancing, and use hand sanitizers because they can kill lots of diseases or bacteria. And here are the resources. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gilbert from 6D, and today I'm gonna talk about World War II. The World War II was a global war that lasted from 1939 to 1945. It involved the vast majority of the world's countries, including all the great powers, forming two opposing military alliances, the Allies and the Axis powers. In a state of total war, directly taking more than 100 million personnel from more than 30 countries, the major participants through their entire economic, industrial, and scientific capabilities behind the war effort. Blurring the distinction between civilian and military resources, aircraft played a major role in the conflict, including the strategic bombing of population centers and with the development of nuclear weapons. The only two uses of such a war. World War II was the deadliest conflict in human history, resulting in 70 to 85 million facilities, with more civilians than military personnel killed. Tens of millions of people died due to genocides, including the Holocaust, starvation, massacres, and disease. In the wake of the war, Germany and Japan Japan were occupied and war crimes tribunals were conducted against German and Japanese leaders. What would happen without the World War II? If the World War II didn't happen, there would be no stuff to prevent major future war be created, so there might be a war in the modern days or today. But there is also a benefit of it, such as you can gain much more profit in investing gold, and we will be more advanced at everything like technology, weapons, meds, and our own behavior. And there is more of it. Thank you.
So what is habitat destruction? Habitat destruction is a natural habitat become incapable of supporting its native species previously inhabited site or displaced or dead. So why is habitat destruction important? Habitat destruction is important because extinction for various species and is the reason that many animals are endangered. Animals are very intelligent beings, but without their natural homes, they are incapable to protect themselves and care for their youngs. So, what can we do to save habitat destruction? We can make certified wildlife habitat near your home, school, or business. Plant native plants and put out water source so that you can provide the food, water, cover, and places to raise young that wildlife need to survive. So, why do I pick habitat destruction? I pick habitat destruction because I like animals and I want to know how to help them. Here are some pictures. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Hi, my name is Harleen Kapoor from grade 6D, and today I'd like to present my exhibition on world hunger. This is my world hunger PowerPoint that I have created. These are my exhibition details and topics. What is world hunger? World hunger refers to a global percentage of people who are starving in the world and don't get enough food to eat. What are some effects of world hunger? Some of the effects of world hunger are many caused by lack of food. And lack of food leads to starvation and it impedes the growth of children around the world. What are the diseases caused by world hunger? Diarrhea, malaria, pneumonia, and measles. Some reasons for world hunger are lack of money and sickness, shortage of money, and sickness due to cough. More reasons are climate, conflict or instability, economic slowdown, etc. What can we do to reduce world hunger? We can shop and eat local, aim for zero food waste, and take humanitarian action. For more information, we can also do sustainable agriculture, climate resilience, and focus on women. And by those ways, we can stop world hunger. Countries with world hunger: Nigeria, Chad, Afghanistan, Lesotho, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Mozambique, Haiti, Madagascar, and Timor-Leste. The world hunger in Chad. At 39.6%, Chad's world hunger rate is the fourth highest. Its child starving rate is 39.8%, and child wasting rate 13.3%. And they are both considered high and contribute to nearly 12% death rate in children under the age of 5. This makes Chad one of the fewest countries in the world where more than 1 in 10 children dies before their 5th birthday is celebrated. When will world hunger end? It is already confirmed by the government of 193 countries that they are they're trying to end world hunger by 2030. We hope that they succeed in the process. Thank you for listening and have a nice day. This is my booklet about world hunger, which contains information from my PowerPoint. Here are some reasons of world hunger, which I've explained in my PowerPoint. And this is the bibliography from the websites I have used for the PowerPoint and my booklet. This is my brochure, which I have contained information from my PowerPoint and my booklet. Thank you for listening and reading my presentation, and have a nice day.
Hello teachers and friends, today I'm going to be presenting my presentation for the exhibition. My topic is renewable energy. Let's start. What is renewable energy? Renewable energy is a useful energy that is collected from renewable resources. Second slide. The advantages and the disadvantages of wind energy. As you can see here, the advantages of wind energy doesn't pollute and it's it's one of the best source for electrical energy. It's renewable and it doesn't occupy much space, but it's useful. It's not expensive as some other options and it has increased the number of jobs. For the disadvantages of wind energy, wind is not always reliable. It creates a new threat to wildlife. Turbines can be noisy and it can be expensive, and it also has to depend on the location. Next slide. Why is wind a more efficient power source than solar? Wind is more efficient power source than solar compared to solar panels. When wind turbines release less CO2 to the atmosphere, consume less energy and produces more energy overall. Next slide. In conclusion, unlike other sources of electricity that require fuel in processing plants, wind energy generates electricity through wind, which is free. Wind is considered a native fuel that does not need to be transported or mined. Eliminating too costly expenses from long-term energy expenses, it is definitely useful in the long run. It's useful in the long run. The ease which is set up give it to slight advantage than compared to other forms of renewable energy. Thank you, teachers and friends. This is my presentation for the exhibition. Bye.
Hi, I'm Joyita, and this is my exhibition video. I have chosen the topic Reducing Inequalities. I am in grade 6D and my mentor is Miss Veena. There are many inequalities in our world, such as gender inequality, racial inequality, age inequality, and many more. Inequality happens when resources given in a society are distributed unequally, and some people get advantages and the others don't. There are many places or countries where inequalities are common, such as India, Turkey, China, Brazil, and many more. This is my poster. I have written the meaning of inequality and the types of inequalities. Below, there is a girl fighting for black lives as they don't get enough rights in our society. Beside her is a child who is fighting for her education. Many children lack education. This is my brochure. I have added the types of inequalities and the meaning of inequalities again, but I've also included the examples of inequalities, such as losing a job because of your age, uneven access to education around the world, and being refused a referral from a doctor to be consulted because you are too old. I've also written some facts about inequalities around the world. This is my process journal. I have written an anti-plagiarism test, my central idea, which is there are many inequalities in our world and people are not happy about it. It affects human and the environment. I have written some things I already knew about my topic before researching and a bibliography. Thank you.
Good morning, friends and teachers. My name is Lakeisha Grower from grade 6D. My exhibition topic is racism. I chose this topic because I want others to know how the people should be treated equally and not judge people by their skin of color. What is racism? According to me, racism is a belief that different races possess different characteristics. Now, I'll be talking about the history of racism. By the 19th century, racism had spread around the world. Between 1525 and 1866, 12.5 million people were kidnapped from Africa and sent to the Americas through a slave trade. Now, friends, I'll be talking about some facts in the past. The history of Martin Luther King Jr. He was an American Baptist minister. One of his quotes are, "I have a dream that one day my 4 children will one day live where they will not be judged by the color of their skin." Secondly, I'll be talking about the history of Barack Obama. He was the first ever African American president in the United States. Also, racism had improved since the past, but it is still a big problem that we face today. The protests of America were caused by George Floyd. George Floyd went to a shop to buy something, but the cashier thought it was a fake bill and called up the police, who killed him by suffocating him even though he couldn't breathe. My actions toward racism is that I'll speak up for discrimination against others. I'll also support victims and respect everyone. I'll seek for help for the victim and get humans right and be treated equally. Overall, we should not judge people by their skin of color. I hope you enjoy my racism presentation. Thank you.
The rise of cybercrime in 2020. Hi, I'm Marvelino Ang from 6D, and my topic is the rise of cybercrime in 2020. For this exhibition, I'm helped by my mentor, Miss Hina, as well as my parents. I chose this topic because cybercrime is an issue that's happening globally and can attach anyone, especially now when the world is much more digitalized after COVID-19. The KWHLAQ chart helped me to think about the content and dive further into the topic. Furthermore, it questioned my contribution and action toward the topic, like how I create awareness and help many people from being a cybercrime victim. What is cybercrime? So what exactly is cybercrime? Well, cybercrime is a crime that takes place in your computer. It is basically getting useful information through different methods involving the computer. It targets a computer network or network device. And this crime is happening a lot in our day-to-day life without you even realizing it. Check your email to find out whether you are being targeted for phishing information type of crime. Luckily, companies like Gmail put protection to the users. From year to year, it's growing, but it's growing rapidly in this COVID situation, and the damage is just tremendous. And it gets even scarier when we see the expert projection of what will happen in the future. During COVID, cybercrime grows so much because people work from home. They are also much more distracted with health and economy issues. Some people take advantage of the situation and try to get easy money, especially because more and more people use digital shopping. There are lots of potential loss from cybercrime, like data, digital product, money due to ransom, and time and even reputation. But what makes cybercrime really bad is no matter what, once you become a victim, you will experience loss and time loss. This is a huge number that shows the damage caused by cybercrime in the world for 2021. In this slide, you can see types of cybercrimes. For stealing data, identity card, to stealing cryptocurrency, which happens 24 hours a day. My mom has never experienced cyber attack when her Netflix account was hacked. She can't access it as the account was stolen by someone in Africa. She reported the crime, changed the password, and recovered her account. More than 50% of cybercrime during COVID is related to phishing, scam, or fraud. Please be extra careful when you open unknown or suspicious emails. Normally, if someone tries to tell you that you win a prize or a free gift. Most of successful cybercrime is caused by human errors. Although we can't prevent it 100%, we can avoid it, and it's actually pretty simple. Follow the steps as stated in my slides, like don't click suspicious links, give your confidential information to unknown, and create strong password and change it regularly. The key take points is that it's growing rapidly and it will continue to grow. More and more experts are needed globally to prevent and fight this crime. And due to the severe impact, the awareness should be built as many as possible. I also had the chance to interview an expert in the IT world. He is Mr. Late Abu Rakti, a Chief Technology Officer in Snapcart Global. He was echoing the severe impact of cybercrime, which can happen anytime, anywhere, and how it will continue to grow. My last and repeated message is stay vigilant, and as prevention is the best solution. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nilesh, and today I'm going to talk about my exhibition topic, cyberbullying. I made this presentation with the help of my mentor, Miss Hina, and my parents. So let's start. I have 4 things in my presentation: concepts, cyberbullying facts, examples for cyberbullying, and the bibliography. These are the concepts. Now, the cyberbullying facts. What is cyberbullying? The most common places where cyberbullying occurs are the forms of cyberbullying, and how cyberbullying affects victims, how to prevent cyberbullying. These are the pictures. The effects of cyberbullying is anger, isolation, depression, affects, humiliation. The video I watched from this kid is from TEDx, and in this video, I learned that do not trust people on the internet. And these are my bibliography. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Ritvik Harish today, and I'm going to explain about my topic, habitat and biodiversity loss. Habitat and biodiversity loss. My SOI is human actions have devastating effects on the ecosystem and its biodiversity. Global context is sustainability and globalization. So, what is habitat loss? Habitat loss is the decrease of population within a species in a biological community or geographic area or the earth as a whole. The loss of the life can lead to a decline in a genetic variability. Humans and nature both a disaster to be responsible for the biodiversity and habitat loss. Humans are a cause as we humans modify our environment and rely on technology, replacing the process of nature, important processes of nature. This can kill the individual within the species. But some creatures will adapt to live in human built areas, but over time it will extinct. Nature. Nature is also another cause, like climate change, fragmentation, and heavy flash floods can destroy forests. Mining is also another effect. Mining is another effect as as we explode mountains, and these bombs are extremely powerful that a whole mountain is broken down into fragments to find coal or metal ores. This can destroy the ecosystem that are the mount that are on the mountain. Many species will too die. We dig very deep down for ores and coal simultaneously while we are mining. This is also affecting the weather for a climate change. We may not know how it may appear, but it will surely disrupt ecosystems. An example of habitat loss. An example of habitat loss is the Sumatran forest. Now, in 2021, the forest of Sumatra is now half gone. This leads to an endangered of many species of orangutans, Sumatran tigers, and elephants even. Bornean forests are now cut down for timber, firewood, and they have already cleared many areas for urbanization and harvesting. To prevent habitat and biodiversity loss, we can join many nature conservations. We can become stewards with them. We can tell the quality of the soil, the atmosphere, the surrounding of the habitat, the protection of every creature. Like this, we can also prevent habitat and biodiversity loss. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sanvi and I'm from grade 6D. Today, I will be speaking on my subject, which is depression. The reason why I selected this topic was because I feel it is a very relevant topic, especially during the current pandemic. People have been in isolation, away from their friends and family, which has caused many people to feel depressed. This has inspired me to spread awareness and further enlighten people on this important topic. Depression is a common word we hear in our daily lives. You may have heard your friends, family member, or anyone in general say that they're depressed. What exactly is depression? Even a child of my age can feel depressed because we're unable to have a normal student life. We're unable to go to school and interact with our friends and teachers. In the past 1 year, I may have only stepped out of my house 4 or 5 times, following all the protocols. All this can lead to frustration and loneliness, which may cause depression. Depression is a feeling of constant sadness and loss of interest in one's daily activities. Depression has many causes, and our lifestyle can play a big part in this. After thorough research from various websites on Google, I found that there are 2 ways to treat depression. One of them is coping with it by doing things or activities that make one happy, or simply getting into a better lifestyle. For example, eating healthy or doing physical activities. If there is still no improvement, seeking professional help is always a good option. Through this exhibition, I have developed many skills. I have become more knowledgeable and a curious inquirer. I found all answers to my doubts and questions I had when I first started this project through detailed research and have gained more knowledge on the topic. I have become a finer communicator as I have learned to share my thoughts and opinions and enhance my confidence through this video. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sakit Tapaya and I'm from 60. My exhibition topic today is about how can data analysis help in preserving the environment. My goal is to make every one of you to know how and why can data analysis help in preserving the environment. My global context is scientific and technical innovation, and my statement of inquiry is impact of scientific and technological advances of communities and environment. Data has quickly become one of the most valuable resources for any organizations. New tools and data collection schemes have made it possible to gather and analyze massive sets of data. These data sets allow us to discover patterns in relationships. New approaches are providing researchers, businesses, and governments with the best information possible, allowing them to make highly informed decisions and optimize their approach. With data analytics, researchers can have the best possible picture of the issue they're facing. How can data analysis help in deforestation? Deforestation is one of the greatest problems for the environment. Thousands of acres of woodlands are destroyed every day. It's an unfortunate process that removes not only life sustaining trees but also thousands of plants and animals. Data provides alternative solutions to the immense tree cutting done every day. How can data analysis help in reuse energy consumption? Some companies are utilizing data to help people track their energy consumption, with one company even providing customers with data on how the electricity usage impacts CO2 emissions in their area. This is especially helpful as most data does not tell us how energy consumption differs depending on locations. How can data analysis help in plastic pollution? Plastic is one of the most versatile materials on this planet. It can take up to 1,000 years to biodegrade, and only a small fraction of it produced ends up being recycled. Using data analysis and data visualization, environmental scientists and organizations can gather and analyze existing data on plastic pollution. This helps in this helps in better insights and raise awareness about the causes of this topic. As now we know the importance of data analysis, which ranges from giving perspective of the problems, extent of damage, and effectiveness of solutions, we have seen the slides that explain the percentage of deforestation, pollution, and garbage in our oceans. My next two slides will take us through the world hunger problem and desertification in numbers. World hunger. What percentage of the world was starving in 2020? Globally, about 8.9% of the world's population, which is around 690 million people, go to bed on an empty stomach each night. How many people die from starvation every year? Around 9 million people die from hunger and hunger related diseases every year. Desertification. What is the rate of desertification? More than 75% of the Earth's land is already degraded, and more than 90% could be more degraded by 2050. How much of the land is lost due to desertification every year? Every year, 75 billion tons of fertile soil is lost to land degradation. So you see, that's how data analysis can help us because of the numbers slash percentages used. These can be really helpful for the environment and also other problems. So that was my PowerPoint presentation. Hope you enjoyed and learned from it. Thank you. The end.
A very good morning to all of you. I am Saisha Rajani from grade 60 and I will be presenting my findings on food insecurity. I chose this topic as I am very interested to learn how to solve it. My key concepts are causes and connections. My statement of inquiry is lack of jobs causes unfair development and poverty, leading to food insecurity. My global context is fairness and development. What is food insecurity? Food insecurity is the disruption of food intake or eating patterns due to lack of important resources or lack of access to good and safe food options. It can be long term or temporary. Food security means that all people at all times have access to healthy food options to live a good life. This shows healthy foods which we need for food security. And this shows children who have food insecurity. Food insecurity can be caused by low income and unemployment, race or ethnicity differences, disabilities, natural disasters which can ruin crops, lack of access to good food options, and high cost of food. Some effects of food insecurity include undernourishment, development delays, obesity, and unemployment. In Indonesia, the rate of poverty in 2020 is 9.78%. Considering this amount, most people could be unemployed or could face any other difficulty which causes them to have food insecurity. Ever since the COVID-19 pandemic has started, many people have lost their jobs and can't earn enough money to buy food for their family. This causes more people to have food insecurity, which is a hard problem to solve, especially during the pandemic. We can solve food insecurity by reducing food waste and donating excess food, hosting charity events, improving trade policies, and working towards defeating climate change. These are the resources that I have used for my research. As you can see, I am wearing a red t-shirt, as red represents the color of hunger. Did you know about 66 million children have been affected by food insecurity? And many deaths of children are mainly caused by malnutrition or food insecurity. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something from my presentation today.
Good morning. Good morning, coordinator, supervisor, teacher, and friends. My name is Charlene, and today I will talk about climate change for my exhibition. The first topic is Antarctica green snow. The Antarctica snow has been turning green, and it's not a good thing because the animal who lives there will lose their habitat and will get extinct. When the animal gets extinct, there will be nothing else new to discover. Second topic is 2020 second warmest year on record. 2020 is the most warmest year. The year 2020 is now the second warmest year on record, trailing on 2019. With the previous decade producing 7 of the hottest 10 years in history. Only July 2019 was hotter, that too by a fraction of a degree. Third topic is cyclone. Extreme weather events such as a tropical cyclone, floods, heavy rainfall, and droughts, well known and expensive consequence of global warming impact many parts of the world. The most dramatic was the record-breaking Atlantic hurricane season that concluded on November 30. Fourth topic, floods. Floods have happened all around the world, like Indonesia, Africa, and other countries. The flood was higher than the other years. Why I chose this topic? The reason I chose this topic because 2020 has the most climate change than before and most disaster. One of the examples is that 2020 is the second warmest year from the decade. This is my bibliography. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Today, my topic is social media and distancing of friends and families. My goal is technology should be used for man's benefit, not to his disadvantage. My inquiry questions are, how should we draw a line as to how much of time do we want to spend on social media, and how can we solve the problem? My global context is identities and relationships. My key and related concept is connections and relationships. What is social media? Social media refers to the means of interaction among people in which they create, share, and/or exchange information and ideas in virtual communities and networks. Advantages of social media: build relationships, share your expertise, increase your visibility, educate yourself, and connect anytime. Disadvantages of social media: social media can be a distraction for some students. Students may be distracted from their schoolwork, and the teachers will have no option of knowing which student pays attention. They give people a license to be hurtful, and they decrease face to face communication skills. Why social media is an issue to friends and families? It's an issue to families because social media is also affecting relationships because it's responsible for face to face interaction. Research finds that 31% of people admit they communicate less with their parents because of social media, while 33% communicate less with their children, 23% with their partners, and 35% with friends. It's an issue to friends because social networking also changes how people spend time with friends. Solution to the issue: be empathetic, take it offline, make more face to face meets, and reduce screen time. Impact of social media on friends. Aside from cyberbullying and oversharing, social media also can put negative pressure on friendships, especially when one friend is very active about posting pictures. Impact of social media on family. Most often, technology can bring forth negative interactions or zero interaction between siblings, couples, or parents. It starves the family of learning and modeling with each other's social cues. Psychologists are increasingly concerned that technology is breaking down family communication. Children stated a desire for their parents to spend quality time and interact with them. This study shows the growth of social media addiction in families and the need for more family social interaction. I sent out a Google form to see how children think that social media affects teenagers, and here are their responses. This is the brochure I made based on the information from my PowerPoint. And these are the sites which I use to find information. Thank you and have a good day.
Hi everyone, my name is Kalisha Davis. My exhibition topic is global health. My global context is globalization and sustainability. First of all, what is global health? Global health is the understanding of healthcare in an international and interdisciplinary context. Why is global health an issue? Globally, the rate of deaths from non-communicable causes such as heart disease, stroke, and injuries is growing, while at the same time, the number of deaths from infectious disease such as malaria, tuberculosis, and vaccine-preventable diseases are decreasing. What can we do to keep our body healthier? We should wash our hands often. We should drink a lot of water and eat healthier food. And most importantly, we should exercise often. If we don't exercise regularly, it looks like we lost the most important thing. Our exercise has to be balanced, based on aging and fun. This is my process journal. This is where I write all my research that I have done on my topic, global health. And I made this poster, Facts on Global Health. One of them is, around the world, cardiovascular disease are the leading cause of death. They account for approximately 30% of all deaths. I also made a poster on the organizations that focus on global health, such as World Bank, World Health Organization, United Nations Children's Fund, and also known.
Hello everyone, I Yajit Tripathi from grade 6 studying in Gandhi Memorial Intercontinental School. In this online exhibition platform, the topic I chose is urbanization. For my project, I have maintained a process journal, which includes all my research and planning. I have made a poster and a presentation. This is my presentation.
Urbanization. What is urbanization and how is it caused? Urbanization is a process in which an area becomes more and more urban. Causes: migration of people, commercialization, industrialization, and modernization. Places having urbanization: India, Nepal, Ethiopia, America, China, and UAE. Impact on the environment: water pollution, air pollution, poor water quality, overcrowded living conditions, and many more. Positive effects: more employment, investment in infrastructure, higher incomes. These are the resources I used for making my PowerPoint presentation.
This is my poster, which includes health issues caused by urbanization, such as lung cancer, poor nutrition, organ failure, diabetes, etc. Solutions for these problems are wearing a mask, sustainable life, reuse, reduce and recycle, and eco-friendly vehicles. At the end, I would like to say that the human spirit needs a place in the nature which has not been rearranged by the hand of the humans. Thank you.
Good morning, teachers. My exhibition topic is the dark web. My mentor is Sir Sandeep, and my product is a poster which explains about the dark web. What is the dark web? The dark web is a part of the internet that isn't indexed by search engines. The dark web is the World Wide Web content that exists on darknets. Through the dark web, private computer networks can communicate and conduct businesses anonymously without divulging identifying information, such as a user's location. Users of the dark web refer to the regular web as ClearNet due to its unencrypted nature. The dark web was once the province of hackers, law enforcement officers, and cyber criminals. The dark web has terrorists, hackers, and all types of dangerous people who are doing illegal activities on the dark web, like secret communications and code messages. 4 tips for safe access to the dark web. Trust your intuition. Staying safe requires that you watch who you talk to and where you visit. You should always take action to remove yourself from a situation if something doesn't feel right. Detach your online persona from real life. Your username, email address, real name, password, and even your credit card should never be used anywhere else in your life. Employ active monitoring of identity and financial theft. Many online security services now offer identity protection for your safety. Be sure to take advantage of these tools. Explicitly avoid dark web file downloads. The file scanning from an antivirus program can help you check any incoming files in case you do opt to download. So all present and aspiring cybersecurity professionals who want to upgrade their skills by understanding the concept of the dark web, Inside the Dark Web is the one-stop guide to understand it and building a cybersecurity plan. So be safe and stay upgraded. Thank you.
Hello, and this is my topic for my exhibition. My name is Jacob, or you can call me Jacob Wong. My full name is Jacob Wong Xiangqi. My topic is about the Java and Hawk Eagle. Okay, let's go on. Just a moment. Okay, the Java and Hawk Eagle. So usually you can read it here. The Javan Hawk Eagle is medium size, approximately 60 cm long, dark brown, reported in a family. Okay, so you can still read it. And the Javan Hawk Eagle is also the logo of Indonesia and also Garuda Indonesia. Okay, next. And why did the Indonesia use the Javan Hawk Eagle for their logo? Usually, you can read it here. The Javan Hawk Eagle will serve as a parent in temporary, how you pronounce it, just in inspiration for the Indonesian national. So they use for the symbol of Garuda Indonesia. Also they use for the badge. Well, everybody knows this. The Garuda Indonesia logo means like a plane, and the badges is for the military and the police or the general or the president and the government. As you know, did you know? I think everybody knows this. Do you know the Javan Hawk Eagle logo have the number of Independence Day? Indonesia Independence Day means like there is the number on it. So just one. So it's August 17, 1945. That is the original one. The very original one. If I put 2021 means I'm wrong. So the original one is 1945. This is how it looks. The photo of the Javan Hawk Eagle. They have the hair. The hair is weird. Wait, just the this is how it looks. And the Javan Hawk Eagle population 101 to 1000 individual. The Javan Hawk Eagle is counted as endangered by BirdLife International. And this is how it sounds. The Java Hawk Eagle sounds like what the tone, and this is just my mistake. Sorry. Okay, so here we go. This woman, I want to put my volume up so that you can hear properly. There we go. Yeah, and that's all for me today. Hope you enjoy, and if you never hear clearly, I will send it to you so that you can hear it. Thank you so much.